What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have got a new broken 3-4-3 asymmetric tactic that scored over 4 goals a game at its best, and today we're testing with Blackburn, RB Leipzig and Liverpool, all with up-to-date transfers as well. So Liverpool fans, you've got your new players, Leipzig fans, you've got your new players, and Blackburn, you also have your brand new players. If you do enjoy the tactics, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, comment below the next tactic you want to see on the channel. Let's get into the results, starting with Liverpool. So then the first up is going to be Liverpool, obviously over in England, but we go on to have a great season. We really do, to be fair. We're going to win the Community Shield 3-2 over Crystal Palace. You can see new man there, Florian Wirtz, being a pretty big part of that game as well, which is always nice to see. I'm sure he's going to have a great season in real life. The Carabao Cup, we do win 8-0 over Aston Villa. If there's one thing about this tactic, you sometimes have to accept you're going to concede a goal, but you can go out and score a load of goals, and 8-0 is an absolute prime example of it's just a bloodbath of a final. The FA Cup we do lose. That was decided on penalties, so a very close game, which sadly we don't get the job done on the biggest stage of them all. The Champions League 4-1, so the biggest stage is actually probably the Champions League. Mo Salah had a great time in the Champions League, 7 goals more than Haaland and 10 more than Alexander Isak, who might be a new Liverpool player. So if he is, I think I'm going to have to get him involved in a tactic test, because that team will be absolutely nuts. We do go on to win the Premier League as well, as you can see, with only losing 1 game. Now, our goal scorers were sort of in and around the other players. So Mo Salah is going to top the charts, Haaland in 2nd place, Diaz in 3rd place, Heung-min Son in 4th place. We're also going to see 3 of our players in the top assists, where you are going to see Robertson, Diaz and also Szoboszlai. The Premier League was absolutely flawless, and I mean stat-wise, over 153 goals, over 750 shots, the most dribbles, the fewest conceded, and clean sheets. We are going to finish in 3rd place. So again, we did concede, you know, there's not too many, 0.74, so it's nowhere near a goal conceded, but with a non-powerhouse team, you can expect to concede that goal, but go out and score 2 if not 3. So it's a bit of an outscoring system, as many free backs are, and that's something which you've got to become comfortable with if you want to deploy a system like this. But I mean, overall, I'm going to take it. 1 trophy, 2 trophy, 3, 4. 4 trophies, 1 season. And that Champions League final was an absolute game and a half, because mainly the new man Florian Wirtz stepped up on the biggest stage of them all. First off is going to be Robertson, lashing down the left-hand side. Left backs, make sure you got a good one, because it's very required in this tactic. Now we're going to see McAllister down the right-hand side, plenty of space, into Chiesa, back into Szoboszlai, plenty of space, through into Florian Wirtz, and it is as simple as that. 2-0 inside of 90 minutes, and looking like it is going to be a very comfortable final, which of course we are aware it is going to be. That would have been a penalty, I think, but Wirtz does recover it, cuts inside, and again just showcasing what a player Liverpool have got in their hands on. What a player he is going to be for them. I genuinely do believe that. Rafinha into De Jong. There's a good bit of play from Barcelona here. I'm not going to hide it from him. I mean, it's a good little link up, sort of, you know, exploit this a little bit around the back, but at this point we still have a 2-goal cushion, and we go on to reclaim that with, well, a bit of a late goal. We also were down to 10 men at this point, so it actually goes another positive for the tactic. We're scoring with 10 men. We're also then going to go over and test with RB Leipzig, obviously over in the German league. But when it comes to the Pokal, we are going to win 3-1 over Frankfurt. Now, to get to that final, we got past teams such as Bayern. So I'm going to showcase that as well, because we didn't have an easy run to that final. We beat the best team in Germany, realistically, and definitely deserve to lift that trophy. When it comes to the league, we only lose 3 games, which is really strong, winning 26 and drawing 5. Openda with 30 goals. We've got 3 players in the assists, the top clean sheets which our goalkeeper holds, and as a team we also hold that alongside of the fewest conceded, the most shots, the fewest shots against, the most goals, and of course the most points per game. Now, possession, incredibly competitive, I will say that. 61%, not rank 1, but pretty much pushing there. I mean, considering we're not a tactic that really is all about tiki-taka and controlling the game, we're actually quite a direct system. This level of possession is really surprising. And what's surprising? This is 2.76 goals a game, even with Leipzig not conceding a goal a game. So when I was saying you can expect to concede a goal a game, that's not going to happen every single time. Even without a powerhouse test, this is a sort of top 4 test. We're nowhere near conceding a goal a game. We've maintained a decent amount of goals being scored, a very good pass completion. The tackles win ratio isn't the best of the best. We have got a few players being quite aggressive, and there are things you can do to tweak that, be a little bit less sort of on the press, for example. But it works, and that's all that matters. And lastly, we are going to go over to the Sky Bet Championship and test with Blackburn, where we have a fantastic season. We are going to get promoted and actually win the entire division with 33 wins, 4 draws and just 9 losses. 103 points does make up the difference, and that is what a 13-point gap is pretty generous over Ipswich in second place. Semi-finalists as well in the FA Cup, where sadly we do we lose 3-0 here against Arsenal, and we just noticed this actually. We beat Leicester 7-1 with that Liverpool team. So yeah, a little bit to show what a powerhouse can do. The second round against Stockport County does probably make up for the only negative of the video, because that is not acceptable. But considering how many positives there are, I'm not going to be too upset about it. The most possession in the Championship while having the most goals, the fewest conceded, clean sheets very good as well. It's a really good return with a team that aren't bad but also aren't clear favourites, and we still just kept it under a goal a game conceded. Definitely the lowest amount of goals being scored, but still a comfortable margin, over 2 goals a game, especially when you're not expecting to concede as well. So that really does balance out the books quite nicely, and it makes up for what is going to be a great third tactic test. We were great with Blackburn, great with Leipzig, fantastic with Liverpool. Let's go and see what we've done with Blackburn. To the highlights. We are going to watch the last game of the season against Stoke, because there actually was a little bit of good play on display here. And I want to show you some of the stats afterwards as well, because when you look at this tactic in a couple of seconds, you might think, Josh, how do you actually control the ball at all? Because it is quite a unique shaped tactic. I'm not going to hide that from you. But you can see here from the pass and play, the different players taking up different positions and just the amount of space that the players were in. It's actually quite easy. And I'm going to break that down with the tactic when we discuss it, as you are going to see a brilliant set piece go in there. But this was a game against Stoke right towards the end of the season where we have 7 shots on target, 13 overall. But the thing that I want to talk about is the 69% possession. It's an incredible display. But now over to your favourite part of the video, that is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you enjoy rebuilds, make sure you come on over to Daily Josh. It's my second channel, a dedicated rebuild channel where we do some 5-year, some 10-year, some 20-year maybe in the future. Who knows? Pretty much the viewers get to decide. So if you've got a rebuild idea, come on over, drop a subscription, leave your comments, and I'll make sure it does get done. But to make this tactic, all you want to do is load in a create your own style, and let's just go with a 5-3-2, and we'll build it from there, because this offers a very unique shape. Then let's get building. Now don't worry, it does not look exactly like this, because there would be a massive gap in the right of the pitch. Do not worry, it is going to change. But the first thing you want to do is go over from balanced and change all the way up to attacking. This tactic is going to be naturally quite attacking. It's a 3-back system, and I've sort of doubled up by adding the attacking mentality, and you're going to see it in the team instructions, which is why a small piece of me is surprised we didn't even concede a goal with Blackburn per average per game. But when you look at the other side of it and how the team actually looks in the match engine, they take up different areas of space, you can actually dominate the ball. So really happy it has worked out this way. The goalkeeper is going to be a sweeper keeper, simply on support, no custom instructions. There is going to be a few roles in this team that are going to be on the default, purely because you have to be so careful you don't overcomplicate things when using this tactic, because it is very unique, it's very out there, and sometimes too many instructions means too many issues, so putting it nice and simple. The right back is going to have an instruction. He is going to be a wide centre back who is going to come in simply on support, and he is going to be told to dribble more. Again, we're not afraid to get players up from the back. We're not afraid to commit players. If you're playing back home, you say, Josh, I've not got a centre back that even wants to get forward. I can't get him forward. He's awful. Have him on defend and tell him obviously not to dribble more, and the tactic will play out very similarly. So that's all you need to do. In the middle, we are going to use a central defender defender simply on defend, and he is going to share a default set of instructions. By natural terms, he's going to have 3 anyway: shoot less, dribble less, and also hold position. And the left back, or the left centre back should I say, is going to be a ball playing defender simply on defend on the default. So naturally hold the position and also take more risks. Now, going up to the team, let's go and break this down a little bit in depth. So the wing back on the left hand side is going to be exactly where he is, set to attack, and he is going to be told to do these things: cross more alongside of run wide, and also stay wide. So as you can probably tell from these 2 instructions here, provide and whip for this player is pretty much the key reason he's in the team, and that's why I do go on about make sure you've got a really good wing back in the team that can get forward from that side, because he will chip in a lot with the assists, and if you don't have that player in the team, you are going to miss a key part of how well this tactic actually does perform. On the right hand side, we are going to use a wide midfield player, and he's going to come in simply on support or automatic. For me, I actually went with support. Now, in this sort of idea with behind this, you can use different roles. I like to try and mix it up now and then, especially when we're at this stage of the game. You could use a winger out here, but I like to get different roles involved. You know, I've seen a few comments about, you know, try and switch it up and things like that. So for me, if you've got a wide midfield player, have some fun. He performed relatively well, but if you don't, you can use a winger. And on that wide midfield player, we're going to tell him to cross from deep alongside of hold position and also stay wider to complete his player roles, giving him a total of 3. We'll drag a player up there for the second, as we are going to talk about the midfield. On the right hand side, we are going to use a DLP on defend, and he is simply going to be told to pass the ball shorter. And to partner him, we are going to use a CM, not an automatic though, but set to attack. So again, really getting aggressive on take more passing risks and also roam from his position. I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these wonderful perks, that does include all of the free tactics today. You get all of my tactics from this entire year, so over 230, all of my rebuild files, tactics for console and mobile, ad-free viewing, early access, priority Patreon tactics as well, and just some exclusive Patreon tactics. There is currently 30% off. Now, this is running for a month to celebrate the upcoming game release. It is by far the biggest and probably the only time I will run a 30% discount for any new members, so make sure you do come and get involved and take advantage when the price is what it is, because there's tons of stuff and you can still enter. I was just checking to make sure you can still enter the £1,000 PayPal giveaway this month, so make sure you are coming on and getting involved. But let's go up now to the front 3, which is going to take up a bit of a unique shape. So on the right hand side, but in the central area, we are going to use a shadow striker, obviously on attack, and he's going to be told to simply roam from position. On the left hand side, we are going to use an inverted winger, who is going to come in on support, and he is also going to have a couple of instructions, being sit narrow and also roam from position. And the advanced forward actually does take up this left hand sided role, as he is told to dribble more, and that gives you a nice asymmetric tactic that I would describe as a 3-4-3. The game actually says it's a 4-3-2-1, but in my eyes, that's how I see it. It's how it shapes up in the match engine as well. Let me know what you think in the comments to the actual shape. It's very unique, but the results are going to follow, so definitely give it a go. In possession, let's go and talk about the team instructions. By the way, just as a little reminder, clean slate on the attacking mentality. Attacking width is going to go up to fairly wide. We're going to focus down the right and also play out from the back. The final third is going to have low crosses, where we do aim to work the ball into the box. The passing down by 1, the tempo up by 2 to higher, as we also add on the double of be more expressive and also run at defence. In transition, the top 3 are going to be selected to distribute quickly, counter and also counter press, and we are also going to look to play to the centre backs where we can. Out of possession, we are going to go in with the high press, the high defensive line, get stuck in, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and also a maxed out trigger press to much more often. Now over to the attacking version of this tactic, for those that are playing in a situation maybe where you need to try and grab a goal, or you could get away with playing this version of the tactic with a true powerhouse. I could have done with Liverpool. You can do it with Bayern, PSG, City, those sorts of teams. But traditionally, this is designed to actually switch to go and grab more goals. So the goalkeeper does remain the same. The wide centre-back, the central defender, and the ball-playing defender also remain the same. The wing-back remains the same. The right-hand side, we finally go with a winger on attack, on run wide, and also roam from position. The DLP remains the same. The CM remains the same. The shadow striker, of course, the same. Inverted winger on attack, roam, and sit narrow, and the advanced forward also does remain unchanged, because, to be honest with you, the defensive version offers something a lot different. The attacking version, we didn't want to overcook it and drop a tactic that is just completely sabotage, you know, we don't want to do that. So the team instructions are also going to look quite similar, but there are a key couple of differences. The first one is going to be the overlap instruction on the left hand side, really getting that wing back involved, focusing down the right and playing out from the back. The final third, we are going to use low crosses while working the ball into the box. The tempo all the way up and the passing down by 1 to shorter, and we have no reason to change that whatsoever when it comes to running at defence and also being more expressive. I don't want to waste your time, so when it comes to in transition, it is literally going to be identical. And the reason why we left it as a high defensive line like this is because I did try a much higher defensive line, and to be honest, the risk you take is not worth the reward, because you don't score every attack that you get, and you are way too vulnerable at the back. So I would not advise ever going with a much higher defensive line with this one tactic. But we are going to keep all this good stuff, so get stuck in, step up more, prevent much more often, and that is going to be the attacking version done. The defensive version shapes up a little bit differently, and if you're wondering why it had to shape up differently, defensive structure is going to be the answer. So the sweeper keeper does remain the same. We then deploy 2 ball playing defenders. On the right hand side, stay wider. On the left hand side, the default. Central defender, default. DM, support, hold position. DLP, pass it short, remains unchanged, but just drops a little bit deeper. And then both of the wing backs on the left hand side, cross more, run wide, and stay wide. On supports, that's an automatic, by the way, and the wingback automatic on the right is going to be cross more, run wide, and also mark tight. We then introduce 2 AMs, both on support, on roam, and move into the channels. And for the first time, a complete forward comes in as we now take up a bit more of a lower tempo tactic, definitely more possession based, a bit more disciplined would be the best word to use, as we also drop the mentality down to positive. The width also goes down by 1, just to fairly wide. Low crosses does remain the same. Working the ball into the box remains the same. This time, no focus or overlapping, just playing out from the back. The passing down by 1, and the creative freedom set to be more disciplined. So you can probably already tell the path what this tactic goes down. A lot more of a control and possession-based game, as we are going to introduce holding the shape, slowing the pace down, and this time play into the entire back line. In fact, the only thing that does remain the same is that counter press. Everything else does change quite a fair bit. Out of possession, the standard line with the high press, and leave that bang on the middle to slightly more often. And that is going to give you 3 very good 3-4-3s that is going to be featuring an asymmetric formation in this variant and also this variant. This one, of course, is not asymmetric, so the first 2 are. The defensive one is more for your stability, more to guarantee you get results. So if you have enjoyed back home, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and also, as I did say, make sure you do go over and check out that Patreon, because we get all the videos on there now as well. So if you're sick of the YouTube ads, it is the place to go. That does include the rebuilds as well. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.